Doom vivamus vivamus Epicureans. This is the BCE Comics Pod one-shot edition. I'm your host, Nick Smith, and I'm joined by...
Stojr from Stojr Shelf. How's it going, Nick?
I'm doing well, particularly since we are participating in Kurtis Findlay's Epic Marvel Podcast Reading Club, and this one-shot is going to be our brief thoughts on today's issue, which is Nightcrawler number 2, A Boggy Day in London Town. All right. So, Nightcrawler is captured by Shawgreen, the street shark sorcerer, but while he and Lockheed are held captive, the actual Boggies make an appearance to rescue Nightcrawler and explain that he needs to break Shawgreen's magical device and prevent him from sacrificing the princess that we saw in the previous issue that I didn't really talk much about. Okay, so Nightcrawler does this, he somehow manages to get rescued by the pirates, and he returns the princess to her family. But before the princess can properly reward Nightcrawler with something that cannot be printed, Kitty and Illyana somehow manage to transport Kurt and his clothes to another dimension. Alright, Stojr, what are your thoughts here?
Issue 2. It's only a 4-issue series, so look, it's just complete silliness for a lot of this. I think like the rescuing the princess element and having a clear villain in the shark priest guy, whatever you want to call him, wizard, gives us some direction in this. The little bat-like Nightcrawlers are kind of interesting looking. They're not what I was expecting when I'm thinking of the little Bamfs, and we'll get to them kind of. That's because they're not the little Bamfs, and we'll get to those a little bit later in this series. I feel like you get a little bit of swashbuckling here with the sword fight. So that keeps you entertained. You rescue the princess. Like, it's all very simple and cool. Again, I'm like the whole computer element and whatever Kitty and Illyana are doing makes no sense. Like, I just don't understand. They're programming something. They're going to be able to teleport him back or something. I don't know. You get the gag of them teleporting his clothes back. I'm not sure what Nightcrawler's doing to make her blush like that, though. Like, I mean, I thought he was covered in fur, but hey, Nightcrawler's in a skin-tight leotard, but you take that away, and you're going to make the girls blush. So that's pretty funny. And we're left with him being transported to a place where the Bamfs are, which is kind of interesting. So, It's fun. It's fine. It's just, I don't know why I care about this series other than it's just a fun little adventure with Cockrum's art.
Sure.
What do you think?
Yeah, I thought it was a weird combination of fun, but also kind of boring. And I'm not sure how you managed that. And maybe it was just the headspace I was in. But it seemed to drag a little bit. But there certainly were really fun moments, mostly at the end, right? I do like how it gets a little silly. I like seeing Nightcrawler fencing with 3 swords. He is a guy who knows how to buckle his swash, so I'm cool with that. I like Cockrum's weird creature designs, and I kind of miss some of those in the regular X-Men book. He's very inventive visually, and we get a lot of that in this book. So, I enjoy that. But yeah, it just, I don't know. I don't know how to place it. It's fun, but it's boring. And how do you do that? So, yeah. As for the covers, we kind of started talking about the covers last issue. This is the one that really made me think, wait, we've got some homages going on, because clearly that's the poster for Jaws, although we have Nightcrawler and the princess swinging above Jaws instead of swimming as the actual poster. So it's not an exact recreation of the poster. This isn't like Spidey Super Stories number 16, I think it is, that does the same thing with the homage of Jaws, but it's definitely riffing off it. I think that's pretty clear, right?
So, and not to spoil our conversation that we'll have about issue 4, but I'll talk more about it there. But I spent a lot of time trying to find the movie poster focused on the rope, and every cover has him swinging on a rope.
You know what?
So
You're
it has
right.
Nothing to do with the movie posters. So, the movie posters are in the background, and he's swinging through them.
That is a fair point. That is an excellent point. Okay. Well, we'll explore more of that when we get into the next issue. Any other... oh, wait. I have a note prize for this one. I forgot.
Oh, all right. Let's hear it.
All right, here we go. The most prissy lackey award goes to the cowled figure who is somehow so disgusted by Lockheed that he decides he has to carry the poor dragon by the tail instead of just holding him in his arms, right? The indignity of all. Poor Lockheed. I'm really starting to feel for Lockheed. I don't know what. Maybe it's because he's so cat-like.
It'll be interesting. We'll have to talk about the more modern interpretations of Lockheed in some other episode and how you'll feel about that.
Oh, really? I'm not sure I know the modern versions of Lockheed, so that'll be fun. All right, we'll get to that when we get to it. All right, any other final thoughts there, Stojr?
No, looking forward to the next issue, although I might regret that when we get there.
I feel like you say that each time, and then we're kind of in some doldrums right now. All right, well, once again, if you guys enjoyed our thoughts, follow us on YouTube. We're going to read, rate, and review a full big collected edition comic once a month, plus these daily one-shots. Thank you very much for watching and listening, and we'll catch you next time.